by Jim Paler, and my Weird School book number 2. This is my first time reading my Weird School book, my Weird School books. You're wondering why I was starting with my Weird School book number 1, which is Mistake is crazy, because I like to start on book 2 or book 3 of the series. I used to read the Roald Dahl series, but now I changed to my Weird School books series, which have 21 books. And you're wondering why did I do DT last time and did reading this time? Oh, because I'm doing DT project, then reading DT, reading DT, reading DT, reading, get it? And now I'm reading because last time I did DT. And this is the front. Miss Klutz is nuts. And this is the back. If you want to read it yourself, yes you can, but I am going to read it anyway. Okay? Oh, you can see my butt, sorry. Sorry for saying that word. Okay, this is for the slow readers. Sorry. Okay. Sorry about how you're feeling as your slow reader. There you go. Principal Klutz. Okay, done. Okay, now I'm going to read it. Start reading then. Principal Klutz was hanging upside down from the school flagpole. He kissed a pig on the lips. He painted his bald head orange, and now he wants to begin jumping off the roof of the school, dressed up like Santa Claus. Crazy. And I'm gonna read up to chapter 4, and I'm gonna finish, and then we're gonna tomorrow we're gonna read chapter 4 and chapter 8. If I can send two videos up, maybe I'll send Miss Cooney is Lily too. Okay. My Weird School book number 2, Miss Klutz is Nuts. Dan Gutman. Picture by Jane Paler. To Emma. Emma is Dan Gutman's daughter, and he gave him the idea of doing my Weird School book because he was reading James B. Jones, if you know what it is, and they think Dan Gutman and his daughter Emma think they should make a video about a boy telling the story of James B. Jones. These chapters. You want to read it yourself? Because I'm not going to read it. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. If you know what I'm speaking when you're reading the chapters, it's from Star Wars, Darth Vader song. Dun 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 dun. Let's pick all the characters, not all of them. AJ, which is the main character. Ryan, the second main character. Michael, the third main character. Emily, the fourth main character, and Andrea, the fifth main character. AJ he hates school, and Ryan he will eat anything, and Michael, which he never ties his shoes, and Emily, which is a big crybaby, and Andrea is a big smile pants, and Andrea is a big enemy of AJ's, and Emily is a good friend of Andrea's, and Michael's a good friend of AJ's, and Ryan's a good friend of AJ's too. Yeah. I might get a little dot here. Okay. Let's start reading. Chapter 1. Now I'm going to read up to chapter 4. The flying principal. Watch out! Somebody screamed. Mr. Klutz, the principal of my school, was tearing down the sidewalk on a skateboard. It was early morning, just before the school bell was about to ring. Mr. Klutz must have built up too much speed coming down the hill. There's a picture of Principal Klutz going down the street. And I think this is Billy, which is another AJ friend, but you don't have a picture in the first character scenes. Next. He was weaving in and around the kids and their parents, totally out of control. Most principals are really serious and dictatorial. They look like they were born as grown-ups. But not Mr. Klutz. He's more like a grown-up kid. When he isn't skateboarding to school, he's riding his motorbike, his skates, or wheels his inline skates. Run away, principal, some kids shouted. Run for your lives. The skateboard must have hit a crack in the wall. Because the next thing anybody knows, Mr. Klutz was flying through the air like a superhero. Kids and their parents were diving out of the way. Dogs were running in all directions. Mr. Klutz crash landed in the bushes at the front of the school. Luckily, he was wearing a helmet and he had knee pads and elbow pads on over his clothes. Everybody stopped for a second because Mr. Klutz was just lying there in the picture. And this might be a teacher or parent. And this is Mr. Klutz hit crash landed into the bushes, and he hit a crack in the wall with a skateboard. And this is one of the kids, I think. I think this is Michael. Yeah, I think this one's Michael. This one's maybe it's Michael. And these are, maybe this house is AJ's and this is Michael. If you can see, this house, this house might be AJ's, and this house might be Ryan, and this house might be Michael's, and this might be some of the, teachers, students here. I know this one's Ryan for sure. Lying there in the bushes without moving. We weren't sure if he was alive. Good morning, Mr. Klutz, said Miss Cooney, the school nurse, Mrs. Cooney, the school nurse, as he walked past. Miss Cooney, maybe I can read it and fill it up. The school nurse walked past. Good morning, Miss Cooney. Good morning, Miss Cooney, he repeated. Beautiful day, isn't it? Lovely, lovely. Then Mr. Klutz got up, brushed himself off, and walked up the front step like it was totally normal. for a principal to skateboard to school and crash head first into the bushes. Mr. Klutz is nuts. Big trouble. That's the last straw, AJ, my teacher, Miss Daisy, told me. I want you to go to the principal's office. I didn't do anything, I protested. My name's AJ and I hate school. Why do we have to learn so much stuff? If you ask me, by the time you get to second grade, you already know enough stuff to last your lifetime. School is way overrated. My mom says that all 8 years old boys have to go to school. So I guess there's nothing I can do about it. But when I grow up, I can be a professional hockey player. You don't need to have to know how to read or write or do maths to shoot a puck into a net. Actually, that's what I was doing when my teacher, Miss Daisy, sent me to the principal's office. You see, me and my friend Michael and Ryan were playing hockey with a tennis ball during recess. We were shooting the ball at a tree to score a goal. I shot a while and it landed over by a bunch of girls in our class. Ouch! That hit me, shouted this girl named Annette. She was rubbing his leg like she had been hit by a train or something. It was just a tennis ball. Annette is such a crybaby. And this is a picture of Miss Daisy saying AJ to the principal's office and AJ complaining. See close up. And this is, I think this is a tiny earth. This is a blackboard. This is a desk. Okay. Hey AJ, Michael hollered. That counts as a goal. How come? I asked. I missed the tree. Well, you did hit the puck into a net. Get it? A net. A net. A net. Well, after me and Ryan got it, we thought that was just about the funniest joke in the history of the world. Miss Daisy didn't think it's funny. It was very funny. So. She was already mad at me because I had forgot to bring in a current event. For the third week in a row. Current event is just something cut out of a newspaper, then you have to read it in front of the whole school. A whole class, not a whole school. And school can't walk. They can't even hear. They stay in one place anyway. If you know what I mean. I mean, like the whole class, like, you know, get it. That's when she said it was the last straw and I had to go to Mr. Klutz's office. Chapter 3. The principal is your pal. Oh yeah, is your pal. The principal's like the king of the school. He gets to. Oh, and there's a picture of chapter 3. Oh, I'm not showing you chapter 2 yet. If you want to see it, I'm gonna read it. Big Trouble, which I've already read. Big Trouble. The principal is like the king of the school. He gets to tell everybody what to do and where to go. That's cool. If I can't be a professional hockey player when I grow up, I want to be a principal so I can boss teachers around. My friend Billy, who from around the corner, who was in second grade last year, told me that principals have a dungeon down in the basement, the school, where they torture kids who misbehave. I don't know if Billy's telling the truth or not, but one time we had gym class and we passed by this open door in the basement, and there was all kinds of scary looking things in there. Michael said he saw chairs hanging from the ceiling over a chair with straps on the arms and legs. So I guess that's what Miss Klutz used to torture bad kids. I was scared. I had never been into the principal's office before. On the way there, I stopped into the boys' bathroom. Maybe I could dig a tunnel out of the school and escape, I thought. My friend Billy told me he saw that in a war movie once. These guys dig their way out of a prison camp with a spoon. But I didn't have a spoon, and I didn't want to touch the floor of the bathroom anyways. Yuck! When I got to Mr. Klutz's office, his secretary made me sit in a chair for about 1,100,000 hours. Mr. Klutz's door was closed the whole time. I wonder if he was torturing some other kids. I didn't hear any screams or anything. Finally, the secretary said, "Oh, by the way, this is a picture of Mr. Klutz dressed up like a king." Was closed the whole time. I wonder if he was torturing some other kids. I didn't hear any screams or anything. Finally, the secretary said I could go inside. I opened the door and was shocked to see Mr. Klutz was hanging upside down from a bar near the ceiling. He had on boots that was attached to the bar. "What are you doing up there?" I asked. "Oh, just hanging around," Mr. Klutz said as he pulled himself out of the boots and jumped down onto the floor. "When the blood rushes to my head, it helps me think." Well, I know that blood rushing to your head, rushing to your head doesn't help you grow hair, because Mr. Klutz had no hair on his head at all. He was bald as a bowling ball. Mr. Klutz's office looks pretty much like my dad's office, except he had a big snowboarding poster on the wall and a foosball table in the side. Oh, and he Here's a picture of Mr. Klutz hanging upside down from the ceiling. Oh, and he also had a punching bag with a face on it. Come to think of it, it didn't look anything like my dad's office. I kept my head down when he talked. He told me to take a seat, so he would feel sorry for me. When you get into trouble, always keep your head down, because if grown-ups feel sorry for you, they wouldn't punish you as badly. Miss Daisy told me why you're here, Mr. Klutz said, but I'd like to hear your thoughts of the story. Miss Daisy thinks I stole some straws, I told him. What makes you think that, AJ? Well, she was all mad at me, and she said, "That's the last straw." Then she said that she told me to go to your office. I swear I didn't take any straws. I don't even know where she kept them. I see, Miss Klutz said, rubbing his chin. I thought it had something to do with a hockey game that got out of control, and this little matter of getting to bring a current event. Well, that too. Mr. Klutz didn't look like he was going to torture me. In fact, he didn't look mad at me at all. You maybe not believe this, he told me, but I was a boy once. Just once? I asked. I'm a boy all the time. No, what I mean is I used to be young like you. I bet you were really good in school, I said. No, actually it was just the opposite. The principal told me I didn't like school at all, and I wasn't a very good student. Really? I think that anybody who grows up to be a principal must have loved school as a kid. Why else would you want to hang around a school all day as a grown-up? Except maybe to boss teachers around? When I was a boy, I could never sit still, Miss Klutz said. I want to run around all the time. I didn't have the motivation to do my schoolwork. Do you know what motivation is, AJ? It's like a motor inside you that makes you want to do stuff, I said. That's why it's called motivation. I guess you could say that, Miss Klutz said. Sometimes my mother would give me little rewards if I did a good job on my homework. A pen or
Andy, for instance. You see, well, I didn't like school. I sure did like candy. So I would try hard in school in awards to get the candy. Does that make sense? Make sense to you? Well, sure. Well, sure. AJ, if I were give you some candy, do you think it might help you remember to bring in your current event next time? My parent told me never to take candy from a stranger. I told him, I'm not a stranger, Miss Klutz said. Did you ever hear anyone say your principal is your pal? If you need to spell the word principal, you can always remember your principal is your pal. Is your PAL. Get it? Well, if you put it that way, I expect I could take some candy. Miss Klutz reached into his desk drawer and pulled out a chocolate bar. It was a kind with marshmallows. And there's a picture of AJ looking at a candy bar and watering, licking his lips and dropping some spits inside. It was a kind with marshmallow inside and caramels. My mouth was watering. Go easy with the hockey, and let's see if you can remember to bring the current event, he said as he handed me the candy bar. Don't tell anyone about this, okay? It's just a little secret between you and me. Okay. I ran out of the office just in case he had only given me the candy bar so he could tie me to a chair and torture me. Chapter 4. The present. Gonna read that tomorrow. Thanks for reading with us. Remember, keep washing your hands and stay safe. And read a lot of books and do DT projects. I'll try to do some, cooking stuff today and send it up to you and do another reading book. I'll do Mrs. Cooney's Looney, or I'll do Dr. Carble's is looting his marbles, okay? I'll try to send it up too. If I can't, I can do it. I'm gonna send the video. I'm gonna send the video after I did the DT project. I'm gonna read some of the Miss Cooney is Looney. Or do you want to hear it now? Okay, I think I'll do it tomorrow. Maybe I can send it up today. Bye. Stay safe, wash your hands, and keep reading books. And make sure to subscribe to my channel and stay and leave a like and and stay safe.